Today I'm going to show you how to make some really beautiful fall earrings using a napkin, some wood earrings, and some Modge Podge. So your first step is you want to make sure that you are going to go ahead and peel that back layer off of your napkin, and that'll make your napkin pattern really thin and very easy to work with when you're putting it onto your wood earring. I found a lot of pretty fall patterns for this project. You can find these napkins pretty much anywhere, but I'll go ahead and link some examples from Amazon in my description if you'd like to use those. When you're doing this, since you're making a pair of earrings, it's best to find a similar pattern on the parts of your napkin. So I chose this big orange-brown leaf, and that's what I was going for to put on this pair of earrings. And you'll want to make sure that you're placing it in a similar way on the earring so it looks alike since it's a pair. And this is me just seeing how much of it will go on the actual earring. This is Modge Podge matte, and that's what I'll be using. I'm using a sponge brush, but you can use any type of paintbrush or anything you have to get this Modge Podge on there smoothly. You'll put a layer of that on the wood earring and then put the napkin directly on the wood earring, and you pretty much only get one good shot at that. So you want to make sure you get it right on there because it's thin and it will rip. And also, while you're smoothing it out like I am, be very careful because since it's so thin, it will tear pretty easily. So do it firmly, but also gently. I also like to run my finger around the edge to crease it for this next step that you'll see me doing in just a second. So this is a lighter, and I'm taking it, and it will literally just make those edges disappear. But you have to be very careful to not burn yourself. And of course, this is probably better done outside than inside. Just be very, very careful when you're doing this. It'll also leave a very thin layer of ash along the edge of your wood earring. So be careful because you can accidentally smudge that black on the pattern part of your earring, and then it'll make a bad place. So just when you're smoothing off those ashes on the edges, make very sure not to touch that front of your earring without wiping it off. Then you're going to put Modge Podge right on top. That's going to seal the napkin onto the earring, and it'll make a beautiful finished product once it's done drying. And it will dry clear. It doesn't dry with that white look on it. It dries clear and it looks beautiful in the end. Make sure you get those edges too, because there will be some of that napkin left on the edges. When you're putting it to dry, you want to make sure you're not doing it on any type of paper, because the paper can stick to any Modge Podge that got on the back of your earring, and then you'd have that stuck to your earring. So don't put it on any paper or anything that could be stuck to the Modge Podge. This, what I put it on, is old sticker paper that I had used, that I cut off stickers before. So it's really non-stick for this project, which worked well. And if there's any edge sticking out a little bit, smooth that down. That's what I was doing there. And then let that dry. You're going to repeat the same project with any of the pattern napkins that you have. This could work for any type of Halloween, Christmas, any type of holiday earrings, or really any pattern you find would look really beautiful on these. You can find this pack of wooden earrings on Amazon. I'll link it in my description. And it was pretty inexpensive for the amount of pairs of earrings that you get. And then if you find some affordable napkins, this is a really inexpensive project, and you can make a lot of pairs of earrings out of it. And I thought this pattern was also cute too. And then before you use your lighter, you want to go ahead and cut that excess off so you don't have that much to have to burn away. You can also use sandpaper instead of a lighter if you like, and it'll kind of create a distressed look. You kind of rub it against the edges, and it'll take that napkin off because it's really thin, and it works well too. You just want to be very careful when you're using this lighter because you can burn your finger. I just love how easy this method is because it just takes it right off really quickly. Then you're going to put that thin layer of Modge Podge on there. This Modge Podge, you'll want to let it dry for quite a while. I left mine for a day just because I feel like I didn't want to accidentally mess up the front of the earring when I was putting the earring hardware on. So I left mine for a day before I did anything else. I love how these turned out. They're one of my favorite projects I've done in a while. So for that earring hole, we covered it up with the napkin, but the good news is that napkin is so thin, all it takes is to poke a little bit of holes into that with a toothpick, and then you're going to rub the toothpick around the edge of that, and it opens right up really quickly and easily. It doesn't ruin anything, and that way you can put your jump ring in it to put your earring hardware on. That's why I really enjoy using napkins. I've made these with different types of paper, but the napkins is definitely the easiest way to do this. This is what they look like with the earring hole opened and the Modge Podge dried. Now we're going to go ahead and add our jump ring on. And then put our earring hook on. And it's best to use 2 pairs of pliers to close up your jump ring. That way you're not hurting your fingers. If you're doing a lot of these, it can really hurt your fingers if you're not using 2 pairs of pliers. Make sure that jump ring is closed off and you have a beautiful new pair of earrings. I really love how these turned out. And then that is a pack of jump rings I used. So look how cute these are. I love them. There's so many possibilities with all the pattern napkins I have out there. There's so many options. This is what it looks like when I put it on the cardboard to sew. And if you like these, I have a lot more videos on my channel. Please like and subscribe.